The Lux Terra Leadership Foundation, the journey so far. I am Father George Ehusani, the Executive Director of Lux Terra. I can only say what marvels the Lord has done for us. Indeed, we were glad. Psalm 126, verse 3. Lux Terra Leadership Foundation is a multiple resource outfit and training facility of the Catholic Church. It was established in 2008 and registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria in January 2009. I have on the screen the members of the Board of Trustees. The chairman of the board is Bishop Martin Olorunmolu, the Bishop of Lokoja, my diocese. We have Professor Wale Omole, Professor Patu Tomi, Mrs. Bridget Isweli, Dr. Mrs. Chinyelu Amambo, Brigadier General Terry Wire, a member, he's retired, Dr. Mansour Juma, and myself, Father George Ehusani, Secretary. We had on the board Engineer Joseph Makoju, who passed on in April 2022. Our vision. We desire to see our societies transformed into thriving and peaceful communities through the emergence of well-equipped, self-sacrificing leaders of integrity at all levels and in all sectors. And our mission, we are committed to the positive transformation of societies through the training and equipping of present and future leaders, and through such other formation or public enlightenment and policy advocacy activities that are directed at enhancing the well-being and the common good of all. The picture you see there is the Lux Terra Administrative Office in Abuja. And on April 30th, 2011, there was the formal opening of the Lux Terra office in Abuja. The promotion of evangelization and dissemination of nation-building values through the mass media is a major plank of our programs. Evangelization and dissemination of nation-building values through our TV programs, our radio programs, and so on. So we have Sunday Mass on TV, we have Sunday Homily on TV. We also have daily responsorial psalms on TV. And a number of our TV programs are also being broadcast on a number of radio stations. We started with AIT, we are on Lumen Christi, on Kaftan TV, on Catholic TV, on Viewers TV, on Quest TV, NTA Kefi, NTA Abakaliki, and we feature simultaneous translation for the hearing impaired in all these our TV programs. I have been supported over the years by Father Dominic Adeza, Father Ojefo Emmanuel, Father Richard Ehusani, and a number of people in the chaplaincy, Lux Terra chaplaincy, that support us in this evangelization through the mass media and other programs. So you see on TV members of the chapel in the Lux Terra chapel facility. Then we have Lux Terra children who have made us very proud because we engage in interactive homily preaching, and the children are very good at answering questions. In fact, the children prepare their own homilies. They read the readings beforehand and prepare themselves to answer questions, and they are very smart at answering questions. So I'm very proud of our children, and some of them are those you see in the pictures. Among the children, Weyemi Baro and Ekene Ekwem, at age 6 and 7, they were so good in answering questions, smart answers to my questions during the homilies, that they were given certificates of commendation, award as it were, award of recognition by the children of Caritas Freetown in Sierra Leone, who have been watching our broadcasts, our homily broadcasts, and took note of Weyemi and Ekenem and sent them letters of commendation. for contributing to global evangelization. We have annual retreats for Lux Terra youths and children that we stage every August, and it brings together some 50 to 100 youths and children that we keep for 3 days and take them through character building, take them through catechesis, take them through leadership development, and work with them towards a better future, a more wholesome future for each one of them and their families, and to make them champions of integrity in our country. These are images from the retreats. Now, our reflections on TV, we bring men and women, youths also, Christian and Muslim, to discuss values and virtues for individual and societal transformation. So we use our faith to reflect on issues of the country and moderate the issues of the country using the values of our Christian faith. More or less the social teachings of the Catholic Church at work in helping to transform our nation. And these reflections are aired on AIT, aired on Lumen Christi, Kaftan TV, Viewers TV, and Catholic TV. So these are images from our studio where we have interviewed personalities, all kinds of personalities, Eugenia Abu, Femi Falana, Professor Dinkalu, Bishop Godeona, Professor Otomi, Professor Isesage, and so on. Our homilies, our psalms, daily psalms on TV by Ifoma Nwaudua. Every day in the last 5 or 6 years, the daily psalm has been sung on TV and social media, by the way. Then we have an online radio that broadcasts a number of our programs. So luxterraradio.com, www.luxterraradio.com, our radio is live. And these images, the technical team, some of the technical team that work behind the scene in our studio. Our sign language translator, Peter Bodu, who has been helping us. Lux Terra was the first Catholic church in Nigeria to incorporate simultaneous sign language translation in our broadcast, in our homily and broadcast. And we're very proud about that, and we hope that many other churches would follow. Our next set of programs is training of leaders in both church and state, both leaders and aspiring leaders, training them in the dynamics of purposeful leadership. So we begin with students of secondary school, preparing those who are about to be made prefects in secondary schools. We are related with some 16 to 20 secondary schools across the country, particularly in Benue State, Nasarawa State, Kogi State, Niger State, Kaduna State, and Plateau State, Ebonyi, and Anambra. We are related with a number of those schools, and we help to train their prefects so that they may be better quality leaders than the kind of leadership we have experienced in different parts of this country. Every year we have a cohort of these students that we train in the dynamics of purposeful leadership. Students from various schools. We also interact with students of universities. At some point, Veritas University students and students of University of Abuja in dynamics of learning and character, how we can get the best from our students for a better future for our country. After training students, after some years, we now discover that we need to also have training programs for teachers. So we have had teachers, primary school teachers, secondary school teachers that have come to Lux Terra for training so they could learn more skills and mechanisms in the contemporary society, how to train people, how to raise young people. We have had interaction with the members of faculty of universities, including University of Abuja. We had a workshop with the members of the Senate. Veritas University, we had a workshop with members of the Senate on how to raise young people in the digital world, in today's world. What are the difficulties and how do we overcome those challenges of raising young people in this critical age? We have had trainings for corporate executives. Various agencies have come to Lux Terra for training, and we try our best to bring some of the best experts in various areas of leadership to help these organizations in their own leadership development. We have also done a number of trainings for bishops and priests. Perhaps up to half of the people who are bishops in Nigeria today have attended our leadership training, and we have done trainings for priests also of all good dioceses, Benin Diocese, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kano, Lokoja, Kaduna, some Redemptorists, Holy Ghost fathers. We have done a number of trainings like that for these cohort of bishops and priests from across the country. We have also done trainings for superiors of religious congregations, the members of the council, superior, general or provincial superior, and members of the council of various religious congregations, including the Sacred Heart Sisters, Daughters of St. Paul, the MMM Sisters, MMM Sisters, Handmaid Sisters, Daughters of Divine Love Sisters. We have had trainings for them, as you can see in the pictures here, the leadership team of a number of congregations. Then we have a signature program, the training of experts in psychospiritual therapy and counseling. In 2013, Lux Terra set up the Psychospiritual Institute in Nairobi, Kenya for African countries. It is an institute to train experts in psychotherapy and spirituality in an integrated manner so that they can help people who are increasing number of people who are falling into all kinds of emotional and psychological problems, depression, suicide ideation, burnout, trauma across the continent today, and particularly in this country, people are suffering trauma on account of all kinds of violent things, banditry, kidnapping, criminality, widespread criminality, and often they find very little or no help. So we set up the Psychospiritual Institute to train experts up to master's degree level, and we are affiliated to, Lux Terra is affiliated to the Catholic University of Eastern Africa in Nairobi for this purpose. And here are images. You can see images from that institute. We are hosted at the Maris International University College at Karen in Nairobi. And these are pictures of graduations. We have just had the 8th graduation, meaning the 8th set. It's a 2-year program, and we have been graduating students since 2016, and we have just had in 2023 the 8th graduation. And they come from across Africa, from South Africa to Ethiopia, to Cote d'Ivoire, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Congo, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Cameroon, and of course Nigeria. Students come from all over. Then in 2015, we started the psychotrauma healing skills training here in Abuja, where we bring professionals and volunteers, doctors and psychologists and social workers and police officers and other security functionaries and volunteers. Also, pastors and imams. We bring them together and train them in the dynamics of psychotrauma healing, in the skills required to help people who come to them for trauma healing. So we equip volunteers and also professionals with the skills, and we are in collaboration with the Nasarawa State University Department of Psychology to give certificates, university certificates, to these people whom we train to help in the increasing degree of trauma in our society. These are images from our psychotrauma healing skills trainings. It's a 1-week in-class intensive training followed by 6 weeks of practicum before they are given certificates so that they can help. And then, of course, refer difficult cases to more qualified professionals. These are the certificate award ceremonies for those we train. Lux Terra awards the certificates in collaboration with Nasarawa State University. And not long ago, I was in Port Harcourt at the Catholic Institute of West Africa to discuss the dynamics, the imperative of psycho-spiritual counseling, how to really integrate psychotherapy and spirituality in order to help our suffering people. In recognition of the work we have done, Lux Terra and myself have done over the years in this area of psycho-spiritual therapy and psychotrauma healing, in November 2017, I was awarded the Honorary Fellowship of the Nigerian Psychological Association. These are images from that ceremony. Lux Terra is involved in the promotion of interfaith dialogue at a time when there was so much tension in the country. This is 2012, on account of Boko Haram and the violence all over the place. There was so much tension between Christians and Muslims, recognizing that Christians cannot wish Muslims away and Muslims in Nigeria cannot wish Christians away. Myself and my Islamic friends came together to set up the Interfaith Activity and Partnership for Peace, IFAP. And I am a co-convener. Nuruddin Lemo of the Islamic Education Trust in Mina is a co-convener. And then we constantly bring Muslims and Christians together to dialogue on how we can live peacefully together. And then we do trainings to equip Muslims and Christians with skills for interfaith dialogue. We do a lot of activities jointly. We do our trauma healing trainings together. We do our anti-corruption trainings together. We do a number of trainings that bring Christians and Muslims stakeholders together so as to promote mutual understanding and eventually peaceful coexistence. These are images from some of those our encounters. We use religious institutions, networks, and resources to fight corruption and promote integrity in Nigeria. We are in collaboration with ICPC and other agencies that are involved in promoting integrity in Nigeria. We use resources, Christian resources, Islamic resources, meaning the scriptures and their teachings, in promoting integrity and in showing people how evil corruption is, that you cannot be a good Christian and be corrupt. You cannot be a good Muslim and be corrupt. We have done a lot of work in this area over the last 5 or 6 years. We have produced video documentaries on the cost of corruption, video documentaries on the exemplary models of integrity, because as we talk about Nigerians being corrupt, we also know that there are examples, wonderful examples of integrity, people who have, against all odds, in the face of all odds, who have struggled to live exemplary lives of integrity. So we have a set of documentaries that we call models of integrity. We also have publications that I will show on models of integrity. We have produced musical CDs on how to curb corruption, and we have produced books on the promotion of integrity in Nigeria. In addition to these books, we have drama skits and radio jingles and car stickers and banners and branded t-shirts and posters and handbills, all kinds of IEC materials promoting integrity and accountability and denouncing all forms of corruption. Now, the images you see here are images of religious leaders and community stakeholders and students and youth corpers who come for our trainings in order to promote integrity and reduce corruption in Nigeria. We actually make those who participate in our trainings to take a pledge, like a vow, never to be involved in anything they know or they realize is corrupt. This is why they raise their hands in the pictures that you see. And the young people, student leaders from Christian schools and Muslim schools are among those we bring together and train in this manner. Youth corpers, especially youth corpers that serve in Abuja, many of them are beneficiaries of our various trainings. We have even once upon a time had the Director General of the NYSC come to our facility to see youth corpers at their trainings. Since we work with students, we also work with teachers. So any school we are involved in, we bring the teachers together also for a workshop so that they can step down whatever trainings we are doing for their students in their schools. So we have the training of teachers on the promotion of integrity and raising their schools to centers of excellence. These are images from the training of teachers of both Christian schools and Islamic schools. Now, we have an intensive accompaniment of 4 schools. We work with several schools, but there's a special program where we are accompanying 4 secondary schools intensively, meaning that we are with them, we spend a week with them every term, we bring their teachers to spend 3 days with us every year, we visit them from time to time, we are in touch with them remotely when we are not there, in order to make these schools centers of excellence in integrity and in academics. These schools are Our Lady of Apostles Girls College, Akwanga, Nasarawa State, St. Peter's College, Garaku, Nasarawa State, St. John Bosco's College, Okene in Kogi State, and the International Islamic Academy in Madala in Niger State. We also accompany 2 religious communities, the Assemblies of God's Church in Kefi, Nasarawa State. We are accompanying them closely to make them a center of excellence in integrity. We are also accompanying Mawis, the Center for Character Building and the Promotion of Islamic Ethos in Mina. We are accompanying that religious community closely to help them become a center of excellence in integrity so that they can help in the transformation of our society. So these 6 institutions are being accompanied closely by Lux Terra through trainings, through mentoring, and all kinds of activities that will help them to become a center of excellence in integrity. These are images from our 4 secondary schools that we are accompanying. Now, in addition to what we do to promote integrity, we also have a program that we call Network and Advocacy Project. We have engagements with multiple religious, community, and civil society stakeholders towards conflict prevention, the promotion of national unity, and peaceful coexistence. We started this a few years ago when there was serious fear of this country collapsing because of so much violence all over the place and tension. So we bring community leaders together, religious leaders together, and youths and youth corpers also to discuss and for them to go out there and promote peaceful coexistence and mutual understanding and to get engaged, civic engagement. Before the 2023 elections, we were highly involved in mobilizing people to work towards a change in the quality of leaders that we have. So these are images from our various engagements at the Network and Advocacy Project of Lux Terra. In this project, we are in collaboration, serious collaboration with the National Orientation Agency, because a lot of what we do is what the National Orientation Agency was set up for. So when they discovered that we are doing all this, they got interested and we collaborate a lot. Now there's this project towards the elimination of sexual and gender-based violence, the training of religious stakeholders and community stakeholders and youths to go out there and promote respect for every human being and protection of women and girls, to make sure that there is no domestic violence, that it is reduced to the barest minimum, there's no spousal battering, there's no rape, and so on and so forth. Anything that can be called gender-based violence we have been into a project to eliminate it in our society. And these are pictures from the engagements that we have with community leaders and religious leaders to end sexual and gender-based violence in our society. We also have regular public forum or town hall meetings that we discuss critical national or church issues, issues of church or issues of state. We discuss at our public forum that bring together 100, 200, 300 people to discuss these things, all related to the values and virtues for national transformation that is our mission. So you'll see images of the regular forum that we do have. We have them at the Lux Terra facility. Sometimes we have them bigger ones in big hotels in town. There are other public policy and social advocacy activities that we engage in outside the Lux Terra facility. These are just quick images that I will show. Whether it is the Nigerian Bar Association or the judiciary in Abuja, or several civil society agencies that we are engaged with in pursuing a better society. These are images from some of those engagements of Lux Terra for public policy and social advocacy. Lux Terra has a group called the Friends of Lux Terra, and it is a direct mentoring of a number of people, especially young people, to become better Nigerians, to use their Christian faith for national transformation, for social transformation. We meet every month and discuss and use our faith to discuss national issues and challenge those who belong to this group to be agents of transformation, champions of change in the Nigerian society. These are images from the meetings, regular monthly meetings. This was founded in 2009, regular meeting of the Friends of Lux Terra. Then there is the scholarship scheme for indigent children. I got to Abuja in 2008, and I discovered that there is such appetite, as it were. I lived in a rich part of town called Asokoro, and just within 2 kilometers from Asokoro, a highbrow area, are these slums, these massive slum settlements that I felt so sad about and decided to do something about it. And I set up a scholarship scheme for indigent children. Lux Terra has a scholarship scheme. We support schools, very poor schools in those slums, and from the support of the schools now came up a scholarship scheme for some of these children that are very bright, that we put in very good schools so that they can help their communities improve over time. So these are images from those schools, and I visit those schools regularly. These are images from them. Very poor circumstances, I must say. These are not the kind of images we should be seeing in the 21st century of how our children are raised. But this is where we are, and millions of Nigerian children are in this kind of circumstances. So right now we have close to 30 children that are on Lux Terra, that are being supported by Lux Terra on scholarship, either full or part-time scholarship. And we are hoping that they will go back to their slums eventually to support others. We have a number of them. We have about 7 or 8 of them in the universities now. We pick them up from primary school. They are in the universities now. And then a number of them are in secondary school, about 28 of them in all, that Lux Terra is working towards seeing them become graduates and are able to support other poor children in the villages. We not only support them financially, we also try to mentor them. That's why we meet regularly with them and mentor them. In 2017, April 2017, Lux Terra and myself were awarded the prestigious Konrad Adenauer Prize for International Development, the 2017 prize. In recognition, I was told, of the various development and peace-building activities of Lux Terra. I was invited to Berlin at a very impressive ceremony to collect the prize. These are the images. Now, these are a sampling of Lux Terra publications. We have made several publications, but very significant, the works we have done on Islam and the challenge of corruption in Nigeria, Christianity and the challenge of corruption in Nigeria, a curriculum and facilitators guide on how to train people to promote integrity, models of integrity, volume 1 and 2, but volume 3 and 4 are also almost out. Then we have Protecting Women and Girls, Islamic Perspective, which our Islamic partners produced, and Protecting Women and Girls, Christian Perspective, which we produced. And then we have all kinds of video documentaries also. Our collaborators include Kirche in Noten and Monsieur Aachen in Germany, and Globe Ethics, a Geneva-based ethics consortium, Veritas University, Nasarawa State University, Catholic University of Eastern Africa, the MacArthur Foundation, the Ford Foundation, Islamic Education Trust, and DIWA in Mina, African Independent Television, Lumen Christi TV, National Orientation Agency, ICPC, Kaftan TV, CTV, Viewers TV, Quest TV, and several civil society organizations. These are pictures of signing memorandum with Catholic University of Eastern Africa and signing memorandum with Globe Ethics in Geneva. The full-time staff of Lux Terra Leadership Foundation in Abuja, the office in Abuja. This is the head office, full-time staff. We also have the full-time staff of the Nairobi office. And staff that work remotely from the UK, Father Dominic Adeza and Dr. Joanna Nwosu. Please support Lux Terra, our evangelization and leadership development programs. All this that we are doing, we have in the past gotten support from one agency or the other, and individuals. A number of individuals are our partners and they support us. We need a lot more support so that we can continue this program. Some of the collaborators I listed earlier, we are no longer receiving support from them, and we really would wish that many people support us so that we can do more of what we are doing for the transformation of our society, and especially the training of our young people so that they may become agents of this transformation. The account details are as you see on the screen: Lux Terra Leadership Foundation, Eco Bank number 1623254145. I would really wish to thank you for having the time to watch this special presentation on Lux Terra Leadership Foundation, the journey so far. God bless you.